Hello and welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to be addressing the issue of what we call in Nigeria white wedding. I just want to address this issue of white wedding. Like I always say, that most times the things that motivate me to say and to address the issues that I address are based on either conversations that I have with people or conversations that I hear people engage in. I want to address this issue, this concept of white wedding. And this concept of white wedding is very prevalent in our society. And when I mean I mean in Nigerian society, in Nigerian culture. And I've seen it over the time become like something that seems like if you get married and you don't, do it, it seems as if whatever you did is not complete. For those of you who do not understand what we call white wedding in Nigeria, in the Nigerian context, I'm talking from Nigerian context right now. I don't know how other people see it, and I'm going to address it from the Nigerian concept and also talk about it from the concept of the Western world. The white wedding is, culturally, the tradition is that when you want to get married in Nigeria, the man goes to meet the family of the woman, they talk, they do introduction based on the tradition of the people, they do everything, and then when everything is done, the bride price is paid. Sometimes people go into an elaborate celebration for the wedding. Then after that, our people go to what they call white wedding, when they go and wear the traditional wear of the Westerners. Why do I call it the traditional wear of the Westerners? That is the reason why I want to address this in this video. The traditional wear of the Westerner, that is the wedding gown, and the man wears a suit, and then they now go to the church to do another ceremony all over again. They call it white wedding. And I tell people that I do not believe in that thing that is called white wedding, because some people have made it look as if you get married and if you have not done the so-called white wedding, that you are not married. And I say that is not true. First of all, what is white wedding? From my research, what we call white wedding, I think the reason why we target the white wedding is because we wear a white gown. And what exactly is that white gown that we wear? I call it the traditional marriage dress of the Westerners. So in a nutshell, what we call white wedding is actually a borrowed culture from the Western world, dressed the way they dress when they get married in their own tradition. And now we have so much imbibed it into our culture, imbibed it into our tradition, and of course, our people, we always want to make everything about religion. We make it look as if it is a religious way of getting married. Sometimes somebody told me that once you get married, you have to do the white wedding, you have to do the church wedding. The white wedding, church wedding, they're the same. Go there so that the pastor will bless your wedding. And I tell them, if you are coming up with that concept from the biblical point of view, and I tend to disagree with you again, because there is no way that is written in the Bible that a man of God, supposedly man of God, must lay hands on you or your husband for your marriage to be legal. For your marriage to be legal. That is not right. It is not biblical. As long as what makes a marriage valid in our culture is when when the man and the woman agrees to marry, and then they involve their individual families. From where I come from, you have to bring the man. The man will come and perform the traditional rites and pay your bride price in the presence of his family and your family. The two families agree that both of you can marry with your consent, telling them, yes, we have found each other, we want to get married, and we want you to bless our union. The two families come together, they do all the traditional rites, and they get married. You are married legally. You are married. Then, for legal purposes, you can decide to go to do the customary just to get a legal certification. Let me tell you something. When I was leaving Nigeria to come to the US, where I reside right now, the day we went to the embassy for interview, we needed to bring a proof that we were married. When I was going there, I already got information that we need some of these things. So I got most of the things that I needed. When I got there, immediately they asked for the proof. The first thing that I pulled out was my so-called white wedding picture. Don't get me wrong, I did the white wedding. But honestly speaking, if I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have wasted my time and my money doing that. And FYI, I did the so-called white wedding 4 years into my marriage. I did it for a purpose. That might be a discussion for another day. I did not do it because I so much believe in it. I did it for a reason. There's a reason why I did it, which has nothing to do with, I would say that it's one of those things that you do when you are naive, because I felt like, I needed to do it. That was when I was, like, say, naive, because those days where you want to do things to prove a point to people, because people wanted me to prove a point to them. So I did it because I told them, because some people thought that I did not do it because probably that they have a lot of things that I heard the people say. So okay, for that reason I want to prove to you that I will do this. And I went ahead and did it. I did it, plan for it, and did it. Like I said, at the end of the day, I saw it as a complete waste of time and complete waste of money. Anyway, but the point I'm trying to make is that, so when we went to the embassy, they demanded for proof of our marriage. The first thing I pulled out was the picture. When I pulled out, the woman said, "No, this is not legal. It's not acceptable here." What were they looking for? They needed the one I got from the customary magistrate. We call it court wedding in Nigeria. That's the language we use there. We got from the registry that gave us the certificate. I brought it out, and I brought out my traditional wedding picture. That was exactly what they were looking for. They wanted to be sure that I was legally married. The so-called white wedding picture, the lady just discarded. They said, "No, this is not," because to them, they don't recognize that you cannot go to for any legal thing and they demand a wedding certificate, and you present the so-called church wedding and anybody recognizes it. But the point I'm trying to make here is that what we call white wedding is one of those things that we have so much imbibed in our culture, that we have so much brought into our traditional African culture, and we try to make it look like it's something that everybody must go through, and if you don't do it, it means that you have not done anything right. And most times, as always, we make everything so religious. Of course, talking about religion and the way it has so much corrupted us in our own part of the world is a discussion for another day. Because somebody will tell you, "Oh, once you get married, you must go to the church and the pastor has to lay hands, he has to bless your wedding." And I tell them, no. The only person that has the legal right, that God has given the legal right to bless my marriage, is my parents that raised me. My father, and if he's not around, any of my uncles or people that stand as my father traditionally, they are the people that have the rights, that God has given the power and the authority to bless my union. No pastor. Don't get me wrong, I am a Christian. I believe in the Bible. But the same Bible, I have not seen anywhere it says that once you get married, that you must go to the temple or to the synagogue or to the to the house of God for a man of God to lay hands and bless you. That if that doesn't happen, that means you're not married. I saw it's so unfortunate that some people, I see somebody who the man paid his bride, did everything that they're supposed to do, and somebody's coming to tell you, "Oh, you've not done church wedding, that means you're not married." Who says who? What we call white wedding, let me spell it out here, is nothing but the traditional wedding of the Westerners. The suit we wear is their cultural dress. The white gown we put on is their traditional wear. It is not our own. So as far as I'm concerned, what we call white wedding is a pure waste of time and a pure waste of money that accounts to nothing, does not mean anything. That is my point of view, and I strongly stand by it. I told somebody, I do not believe in what is called white wedding. I don't believe in it. And don't make anybody who is legally married, and now we call it, oh, I just did my traditional wedding, getting ready for my white wedding. So, and somebody will tell you, oh, if I've not done your white wedding, who says who? Please, I need somebody to really prove to me. I need somebody to really tell me what is the significance, what is the origin, where did the white wedding start from, what is the origin of it, what does it stand for? So, what makes it more binding than our traditional way of marriage? We are Africans. We get married by two families coming together. We get married. Marriage is sealed when those families agree, and bride price is paid on the head of the woman. You are married, legally married. And for the purpose of transacting any other legal business, official business, probably outside, you want to travel, you want to do something, you want to go to embassies and you submit something, you do the customary marriage. You go to the registry, because that is what is acceptable. And you don't know why they accept it, because that is their culture. That is their culture. It is not ours. Why do we always like to put weight that we are not supposed to carry on ourselves? Because we want to be westernized, because we want to show that we are what? I don't get it. I just want to make this video, it's not going to be long, but that is just the point I'm trying to make. I don't know whoever that's viewing this video, how do you see it? Whatever is your comment, leave it there, but that is just how I feel. That what we call white wedding is a pure waste. That is the Western cultural traditional marriage. That is what it is. It is not. When you do your traditional marriage, you are married. So don't let anybody tell you that because you have done this, you have not come to wear the Oyibo white gown and the Oyibo suit, that you're not married. Who is that pastor that must lay my hands on me? When did you see any pastor, bless Isaac's wedding? Was it not Abraham that did it? When the Bible, when they tell you that Jesus went to the wedding, did you see Jesus go there to bless the wedding? He went there as a guest. He went there to be part of the traditional marriage that was going on. He went there as a guest. The Bible never tells us that he went there to officiate on that wedding. No, that was not the reason why he went there. That was why he had the time to turn water into wine, because he was sitting like every other guest when the wine finished, and he was up. I don't know the point, if you understand the point I'm making. Like, sometimes when I see some of this, I see people arguing all this, oh, you're not fully married because you did not do white wedding. Who told you that? That I believe, that I feel that is insulting to the man who took his time with his added money to go pay bride price on the head of a woman. Are you kidding me? So, in a nutshell, whatever you think, whatever is your opinion concerning this, you can leave it at the comment section. With that, I'm going to say thank you and bye-bye.